Alrighty, guys. Let's get into this. So first of all, I gotta pack a little bit of my magic stuff in my mouth. A little bit of nicotine, like a lot of us do. We all like it. Um, so before I begin, I wanted to publicly announce and apologize and whatever word other appropriate word goes into this, but as you know, Sal and I got accidentally blocked on Sal's channel, and there was some strife there, and I really severely feel bad and regret and am sorry about how things went through. Going forward, though, Sal and I have figured out some of the problems with me being blocked, and so some people can see me on the channels and some people can't. And I don't know what's going on with that. We still got to figure that problem out. Whether that's something that I have to do at my end or something that has to be done involving any other channel. But I wanted to apologize. And I wanted to tell everybody, all my subscribers, new viewers that have just happened to stumble on the channel, that I very much apologize for any of this stuff that happened in the last couple weeks to a month or so. I apologize. You guys are extremely valuable and very much appreciated by me. So it hurts me really bad when I see that people can't see each other's comments, can't see my comments, but those other people that can see the comments and say, hey, hi Ralph, or hi so and so, and then you can't see where they are or that they're hidden or whatever's going on. So going forward, we're working on that. Like I said, it upsets me very much to not be around my community of like-minded folks and friends. So with that being said, let's get into the actual root of what this video is, because I haven't done a video in a while, and I've gotten some complaints. So I'm putting a video out, and I just another update is that at right now, the last time I checked, I got 91 subscribers. So at some point, maybe if I make it over a certain mark, I might look into doing some sort of a thing like Sal and other people have done with a giveaway or something. Not sure what I'm going to give away, because when I hit those numbers, it'll probably be in the winter, and I haven't done much napping. So giveaway might be something else, something special that I made in the past, or something else. I don't know. I haven't decided on that yet. But let's get into this. Because I keep saying let's get into it, and we're not getting into it. Obviously, we have a book here. By the way, that's me. Hi. So I got a book here. And a question that it kind of came up that I don't know. It's a question that came up to me a long time ago, but it might come up to you too. Is you have a fall tradition, where you go with a bunch of buddies and you're hanging around at a campfire, and you're kind of wondering about certain questions that pop up in your head. And this one kind of came up from a tradition that I used to do. I haven't done in a few years because my friend's father sold the freaking cabin. We had a beautiful wood cabin, wood burning stove, real rustic kind of a place up in the Upper Peninsula that I used to go to my friend's dad's cabin, and we called that weekend. It was like a 3-day weekend or 4-day weekend. We called it Fins and Feathers Weekend. And what Fins and Feathers Weekend involved was getting out towards the end of September, when trout fishing season closes on the 30th of September. And September 15th, usually most of our small game seasons open. So we named that weekend, that gathering, Fins and Feathers Weekend. Basically involved some trout fishing, before the season closes, and a bit of upland bird hunting in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. And anybody that's ever read anything, Michigan has some phenomenal upland bird hunting. Our pheasant hunting is pretty lame, unless you go to a pheasant farm. But a lot of our upland game hunting birds and waterfowl hunting is top notch. So we used to go up there and we would upland game bird hunt for basically two species in the portion of the UP that I was in up there. The eastern UP, you can hunt for sharp-tailed grouse. But where we were in Menominee County of the UP, the only grouse that are there are rough grouse. So the question that came up years ago was, I respect and enjoy these rough grouse, hunting them. This is a book I brought out to show you guys what beautiful birds these look like. And rough grouse is a ground bird that lives in various habitats, and they're damn fast. They are the cheetahs. They are like cheetahs with wings. These things are very hard to shoot, very hard to hit with a shotgun, just because of the burst of speed that they have when they flush. So the question is up at Fins and Feathers camp is we shoot these birds, we eat them, but what do we do to kind of honor the bird and to show some respect to them, because they do have this beautiful fan on them on there, and they live in a varied environments, which most of Michigan has good habitat for grouse. They love various habitats like you can see in the book here. Old logging roads, wooded islands, wood edges, thickets, apple orchards, all kinds of places they like to be in. So I always wondered how to honor such a fantastic bird. And they're probably one of my favorite upland birds to hunt, besides woodcock. And woodcock are fun to hunt. They also live with the grouse in the area, so a lot of times you'll flush them out. I'll show you a picture of what those look like. Back here, I think I got a picture of them someplace. And there's a woodcock. And they're a lot easier to shoot, a lot easier to hunt. And they're kind of a bonus bird when you're out grouse hunting, because these grouse are so hard to shoot that a lot of times you'll miss them. Actually, there's not much mentioned about woodcock, probably because they taste like they're kind of a dark, livery tasting meat. I eat them. They got this long beak that they probe into the ground to eat worms. So they're a bonus bird, but the grouse are the center stage. So sitting around the campfire years ago in Fins and Feathers weekend camp, I came up with an idea to put a good honor to these birds, because they are fantastic eating and fantastic sporting for them, and damn hard to shoot. They are lightning in a little body. So I'm gonna put this book up here, get it out of the way, and I'm gonna show you what I came up with. So you got these rough grouse you shoot, and you want to save their fans, because it's an accomplishment just to get one of these. I don't even know. I know very few people that have gone grouse hunting and have shot a complete limit on a regular basis of grouse. They're that tricky and hard to shoot. So what I did is I took these fans, these tail feathers, tail fan, I cut it off, and what I do is I put a piece of plywood down, get them flat, and then I put little thumbtacks or nails into the plywood to fan it out and spread it like this. This one is a little different design. It's a smaller base that I made for it, but this one I might have gotten lazy. I didn't spread the tail out and fan it out like this, like I should have. So this is what I ended up having to get to when I dried it out. But I made these little plaques, and the nice thing about them is you can put your tail fans in there, You can set it on a fireplace mantle. You can set it on a cabinet. You can set it on a table. You can set it anywhere. Also, what's nice is you can put, what I did is I put these little window hanger things on so I can hang them on the wall. And these are a few of these fans that I have. I have more, but a lot of them ended up at my buddy's dad's cottage, and we hung them up on the wall. So that's where a lot of them are, is up there. And I'm not sure if they sold them with the cabin or not, the fans. But if they didn't, that would be great. But anyhow, just came up with this little idea. I wanted to throw it out there for you guys to see how to honor these beautiful birds and these beautiful, fun, challenging birds to hunt. And so that's the one thing that I wanted to bring up for a video today. I got some other ideas for videos. I've still got to put them up. I'm gonna put this stuff away because I got a couple other things to bring up in this video. Put that book away someplace where it won't fall on the ground. And so you saw my no talk video a while ago. I got some stuff from Jim Main here. I'm not going to show his address or anything, but I'm gonna do a little comment, kind of like a second look at the things in an unboxing, and I just wanted to comment on it. You know, I didn't have time or whatever reasons I did a no talk. I think that was more of a just trying it out. But anyways, he sent me some beautiful pieces of this Kentucky rock. Interesting stuff. It looks like a chert. It's kind of a grainy chert from what I can see in here. It almost kind of resembles or looks kind of to me and feels like maybe something like a super fine rhyolite, but I don't think rhyolite's found in Kentucky. So I think this is just some sort of a dark Kentucky chert. I'm kind of not real versed on it. This could be something like a Fort Payne variant. You know, I think the Fort Payne deposit is found primarily, I think, in Tennessee and Alabama, but I think that source, that vein or that deposit, goes further north up towards Kentucky. So that might very well be what this is. That would be kind of a guess. I'm curious to get into trying to nap some of that. What he also sent was some of this stuff, which is very, very interesting. I'm kind of cool with these two different colors kind of mixed in there. And it appears that a lot of this material that he sent me has this characteristic where it's got this tan brown that I love that color. And then it has all this lighter color, gray in it. Very cool. And this is, according to what the notes are, this is something interesting. I've never napped it before. It's called Jeff City Chert or Jeff City Flint. And look at the color in that. And you can see that when you get the cortex off, you can see that coloring in there, that gray going into the brown. It's crazy. Can't wait to try and do some napping with this. Like I said, I'm not sure when I'm going to do some napping because you know, it's cold, and nobody has seen my garage yet. I'm going to do a garage video. I told Alan Cole I'm going to do a garage video to show you how impossible it would be for me to nap in my garage. So here's another piece of that Jeff City Flint. Interesting stuff. It feels very, very smooth. It seems like it would be a good nappable material. I don't know. I got to rewatch some of the videos from Patrick and a few others who have napped this and get a good idea. But most of this is all raw. This is kind of what it looks like in the raw form also. But he also sent me some heat treats, and that's really interesting. The heat treat is kind of cool because it brings out this kind of a purpley mauve color in it. I think, yeah, that's heat treated also, but you can see the swirls in the material, and it just adds uh, adds a bit of more interesting color to this material from what I can see, and it probably also makes it more nappable. So there's that. And the other pieces that Jim sent me. He sent me some points. I think there's the no talk video where I put them in the frame. And yes, Sal, your points are still in the frame. In fact, actually, let me bring that over here. I think I got it right here. So let's see. Let me grab it. So anyhow, real quick, there's the Masters of Flint Napping frame. And everybody is in there. See, Sal? Both of your points are in there. I put you up here with Scott's stuff, so you got kind of moved around a little bit, but I'm going to probably move these things around as I get things and try to fit everything in there the best possible way in here. And then if I fill this up, I'm just going to have to get more frames. So anyhow, let me get rid of that. So I hope you can still hear me talking there. I'm going to finish up with the rest of the box here. And so Jim sent me a piece of, looks like obsidian. Nice banded, possible silver sheen obsidian. Looks wonderful. Can't wait to try that. And he also sent me, and this is the first time I've ever seen this. This is I believe this is fused glass. This is like where you take broken pieces of glass and you kind of mix them up into a microwave kiln, and it'll actually melt the broken glass and fuse it into one piece again. And there are people that do flint napping with fused glass like this, and this is really crazy. I love the different coloring in there. So to get in there and start flaking on this is going to be pretty cool. So anyhow, moving along here, I just wanted to do that. And a little heads up, because this is kind of like a little bit of channel news too. I'm going to try to give you a little insight on some things coming up when I do get another video. But because it's so cold and it's not able to do a lot of flint napping outside unless you got a heated place, and I don't. That's the thing. I got to get a heated place if I were to try to do any napping. But one of the things I'm going to do a more in-depth video on is some ice fishing stuff. And one of my favorite things to do ice fishing is dark house spear fishing. And that's where you attract fish that you can spear with a spear, and you drop a decoy like this into the water and you work it. It swims around in the water and comes back into a big hole, 2 foot by 4 foot hole. And when the pike or the God, there's dust on this poor thing. I gotta wipe that off. Anyways, when the pike comes in to try to investigate this decoy or try to attack it, which sometimes they do, you throw a spear into them. And Lake St. Clair, where I do a lot of my spearing at, you're allowed to spear northern pike and lake perch, yellow lake perch. You can spear garbage fish too, trash fish like carp and dogfish, bowfin, shad, stuff like that. But I don't spear any of that stuff because I figure, what's the point? If I can't eat it, why should I spear it? So unless an Asian carp or something really invasive came through and was causing a problem in the ecosystem, then yeah, maybe I'd have to throw a spear at it. But yeah, I just don't see the point of spearing something, if I'm not going to eat it. Good rule to go by. So this is one of my decoys I carved a long time ago. I would like to carve decoys. I just don't have the woodworking equipment anymore. But this one was a decoy that I called the Bloody School Bus. because it kind of got that school bus yellow color. It's got red in it. Pike love these colors. They like a lot of different colors of decoys. Just you never know. Any day could be a different day to target them. You know, they might come in for one decoy and not another. Um, so that's what the net of a future video is going to be. Is I'm going to have all of my decoys out, and I'm going to do a video on showing all the different ones and maybe a little bit about how I made them. And I'll have maybe even some of my decoys that I actually spear, because when I got into making wooden decoys, I went through a couple phases. This is like the most recent phase of when I was decoy making. I started designing them so they were a little bit skinnier. It you have to put lead in them to make them sink, you know, so that they actually work in the water. And so some of my decoys from my earlier days were bigger because, you know, I fished in bigger water where I needed a deeper water decoy. So I got a lot of them are much bigger and heavier. I did dabble a few times trying to spear sturgeon, because we do have a sturgeon spearing season on Black Lake in Michigan. I'll talk more about that in another video. But yeah, so some of my decoys were made for everyday use. Like if I was going spearing, I would use some of my made decoys. I also had some commercial made decoys just because they hold up better. I mean, these things, I put a lot of time in these things when I made them. You know, the sanding, the hollowing this all out. I had to do this on a Bridgeport. I had to start with a block of wood and I had to hollow that all out so I could put lead in there. Um, So yeah, there's a lot of time involved in these, and you kind of don't want them to be out on the ice, dropped around ice fishing and dropped around and the paint chipped on them and they get all beat up. So I generally would just get the a lot of times in my more recent spearing days of going out, I would just get like commercially made. Because if they got chipped up, broken, bad, I didn't feel so bad because I didn't have, you know, hours invested in making the thing. So that's going to be one of the things. And I do have a gift that I gotta send out to a special friend, but I can't send it out until I do the video. So um anyways, I'm gonna let you go. Um keep napping, keep fishing, keep hunting, keep living and eating good and staying healthy. And I'll see you on the next one. And like I said, I love all you guys very much, and I'm hoping that we can fix all these stupid things with the not seeing my comments or not seeing other people's comments. I just hope and pray that we can fix that out, because I love all you guys. You guys are my best friends, and you know, I want to keep it that way. So till next time, uh stay good and be good. All right.